Lorcana is in a whole other vibe when it comes to the Ohana vibe, you know, where everyone is family.
Very interesting to see them like come up and play Liam, where they are going to be super competitive and super rigid, and then they'll come and play me. And I think that they can understand that I'm a casual player.
How do you guys collect?
I think it depends which one of us you ask. However, I will say, I think, you know.
I'm not gonna call them out, but they're not interested in signing cards. Yep, not interested. So maybe one day. There's also a mystery artist.
I'm so exhausted investing my time on a card game just to see it die after 2-3 years.
You're right, 100%. I do think that's a great ad because you're right.
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? My name is Earlmeister, and this is the Lormeisters podcast. For today's episode, we have an ultra megatonic couple who is heavily involved in the Lorcana community and runs a YouTube channel of their own. The Illumiteers, Liam, and Aaron. Now, let's get to know them. Starting with Aaron. Aaron grew up a theater and ballet nerd in Austin, Texas. About the age she learned to walk, she began visiting Disneyland each summer with her father. It became a special ritual, and it explains her deep-seated love of Disney and the parks. Liam, on the other hand, grew up in rural Maine, the oldest of 3 kids. Liam was introduced to card games at an early age, picking up his first Magic starter deck in the 3rd grade. One of his favorite small-town pastimes was hanging out at his local game store, where he spent countless of hours playing TCGs and miniature games of all kinds. After high school, he attended West Point and now serves in the military. While stationed in Austin, Texas, he met Aaron through a dating website and they hit it off, eventually marrying in 2014. As a couple, they developed a shared passion for gaming, collecting a diverse array of board and card games. Liam dove back into TCGs in 2018, returning to Magic the Gathering. In addition to playing, he began connecting with game artists and has amassed a large collection of painted and sketch artist proofs. With his love of Disney, games, and gaming art, Lorcana was a dream come true. When the game was announced, Liam and Aaron launched their channel to build a community around the game, and they work hard to forge connections between gamers, Disney fans, artists, and LGSs. What started as a team project became a family project as their daughter Elena arrived the day after the first chapter's mass market release. How's it going, everyone? We're finally here with the Illumiteers, and we have Liam and Aaron for today. And I'm so excited to talk to them because I feel like their channel is one of those comfort zone for me when it comes to Lorcana. I know for sure that if I go there, I'm gonna find some refreshing, fun content, whether it's Twitter or YouTube. So go ahead and check that. It's gonna be on the description below. How are you guys doing today, Aaron and Liam?
Great. Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to be here.
Very excited to be here. What better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than do this recording with you? Because we love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Well, I love what you guys are doing too. It was Valentine's Day. I actually just got home about a few hours ago. We watched One Love, the story of Bob Marley. That was really good. Brad Pitt and Ziggy Marley produced it. I'm surprised Brad Pitt produced that kind of movies. And that's a lot of fun. Had a lot of dessert too, so I'm pretty sugared up still.
You have to.
We're actually finishing up our desserts. We got milkshakes for Valentine's Day.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and just jump into it. Let's get to know you a little bit more than what you shared. So you're in the military, Liam. And how is that going to work for you now in terms of creating content in the future if you get moved to another place or get called, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no, I appreciate you asking. And, to be quite honest, being in the military and moving so much and bouncing around was one of the impetuses for us to jump into Lorcana, with both feet and to start making content, because this is something that, we can build a community, online. We can make a lot of friends, and wherever we go, we'll still be a part of that community. And it's, cards in a game that we can take with us and continue to share no matter where we live. So, for us, getting into Lorcana is a great way to take our passion and move it with us wherever we're going. And hopefully wherever we move has an LGS. I'm excited. I having moved around a lot over the years, like everywhere we go, game stores and gaming communities are like instant community. And so, getting involved in Lorcana is just another way to, I don't know, to continue to carry that community with us.
That's actually pretty exciting. You'll never know when you're gonna move to another place, and it just so happened to be that people in your community actually lives there, and you get to meet them on that new LGS. I mean, that could be a possibility, right? That sounds pretty exciting. And if it's okay, I usually ask people this: how often do you guys go to your LGS? I know you guys have a kid. It's gonna be tough because like I don't even have mine, and it's already getting tough going to LGSs right now. And how often do you guys get to go to your LGS?
So it was actually really funny. I was 39 weeks pregnant to the day Lorcana was released. There's like a photo of me at our LGS waiting in line for Lorcana to come out at like 6 a.m. And so pretty much since the game has been out, like we've had our daughter. So we don't get to go as much as we would like, but our LGS is so incredible here in Austin that they're really, really accommodating when we are able to come in. They always give us a quiet like room for her to rest and get away from the noise. So yeah, we're super fortunate with our LGS here in Austin.
That's
we used
awesome.
to go a lot more. We'd check it out a couple times a week, make sure we go to like league night every night, but it's been tricky with a 5-month-old. We make it work. But yeah.
I hope I can make that work too. I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll start her off early. I'm gonna have one of those things you put in your back and the babies in the front. I don't know what it's called. And I'll play the cards, and she can choose what I should play next.
Yeah, it's so great. The Lorcana community is so sweet. I cannot tell you the number of like the pre-release, every single pre-release event, she's been like strapped to my chest. A lot of like the games we play at pre-release events, I have to be like standing while I'm playing because she doesn't want me to be sitting. Like at league nights, at drafts, like the Lorcana community, every time I play against somebody, they're always so understanding if I need to take a break in the middle of our round or if I need to stand while I'm playing. So it's just, everybody's so accommodating, and it's really wonderful. And again, the managers at the game store are so lovely, and will kick people out of private rooms so I can feed her or whatever I need to do. So it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
I was gonna say, it's one of the things that I think makes the Lorcana community special, because I really do think that people have embraced the fact that this is a family game, and that even if you have young kids or you have, issues going on, with your family, that you should, the community embraces you wherever you're at, with your family life, and will make you part of the community. And so, it's been great.
I like that a lot, and I agree with you. I feel that vibe too with Lorcana. I mean, the only TCG I've actually played in real life a lot to make a comparison with is Pokemon. And don't get me wrong, Pokemon is pretty friendly, the community, but not as friendly as Lorcana. And maybe that's because there's a lot of sweats in our league nights with Pokemon here, and but they're pretty friendly, and I'm still friends with some of them. But Lorcana is in a whole other vibe when it comes to the Ohana vibe, where everyone is family. Let's have some fun, and of course you have a couple or a few people that are super sweaty that's looking to become pros in the future when the circuit comes. And even those people, they're quite nice. I like that a lot. And it's funny too that every single person that we've had in this podcast, and every single person that I spoke to who are from different places, and they're active in their LGS as well, they say the same exact thing. And the people who attend events too. Because in events, you'll never know what you're gonna get because there's so many people, and sometimes I keep mentioning about this, the super sweaties, where they're just like so edgy. It's so scary to talk to them because they give you that vibe. But that's okay, and I understand because I can get really competitive too, but not up to that level. Maybe now. When I was younger, I was a whole different person, of course. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like even the people who are hyper competitive, who play Lorcana are pretty good at like reading the room. So, if we do have a couple of people at our LGS who like have done pro things in other TCGs, and it's very interesting to see them like come up and play Liam, where they are going to be super competitive and super rigid, and then they'll come and play me, and I think that they can understand that I'm a casual player. I'm just here to have fun. I'm not here to be super competitive, and they normally are tone it down a little bit, even like coach me through some moves, let me like redo a play if I've messed up or something like that. So I've had even really great experience with those people by and large. There are still some that are like, come on, we're here to have fun. But the majority, and even some of the pro players in our LGS are really understanding when they're playing casual folks.
Yeah.
So
well, maybe I'm gonna be super competitive and go to the circuit pretending that what does this card do? So they will underestimate me, and then I can kick their booty. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. How about collection wise? Do you guys have a budget every set, or do you go all out? Like you must complete a full play set or a master set, even when it comes to cards? You just get like 2 boxes and then buy singles, or do you just buy singles? How do you guys collect?
I think it depends which one of us you ask. However, I will say, I think,
you have so many cards.
You have so many cards. When first chapter came out, obviously product was really hard to find. And so we took the approach of, we had been waiting over a year at that point for the game to come out. We'd been covering the game for a year, and we were basically like, if we can find a card, we're gonna get it, because we just didn't we're just seizing every single opportunity. And so
literally.
So if anybody was like, I have a booster pack, I have a box, like whatever it was, we were like, we'll take it. And with the content creation world, like having product, we need to have product to make content. I think we're a little bit more reserved with Rise.
Maybe.
But anyway, I think that like pressure to like get every card you can is a little bit relieved with product increasing.
I think so. In terms of goal, I think you're right. We're no longer racing down the highway for like the limit of 1 booster pack that Barnes & Noble is selling, which happens numerous times. But no, I think our goal, I think we do want a master set. I mean, 1 of every foil, 1 every non-foil, every set. That's kind of, we have our set binder. That's kind of what we're building towards. And then we also have play sets of, needed cards, because as Aaron said, we're collectors and players, but we're also content creators. And so we need product on hand to do videos and projects and other stuff. And then the other piece of it is, the other thing we're really passionate about, is artist signed cards.
Yes.
Because we get to know all of the artists on a really personal level, or a lot of them, and having their signatures on a card it's such a cool way to connect with the artist, and it also is like a piece of Lorcana history, I feel like.
Well, also for me, it's like having a part of them with us. Like, we've had an opportunity to meet artists from all over the world. Artists that, hopefully we get to see once a year when they come to the States or the like. And we consider many of them our friends, and we don't get to see them or talk to them very often. And so having a card signed by them, it's like having a piece of them like with us in our home, in our community. And that's for me what I get from those cards. Like, I'm thinking about like getting to see Julia Riva, who lives in Italy. We get to see her maybe once a year, and she's one of the most incredible humans, and having just like her a card that she was holding and like that she signed. It's like having a piece of Julia here in Austin, and it's really special.
I was going to
True.
ask, when you get it signed, do you just get it signed or do you get it signed with some extra art on it?
Oh, extra art if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always like to see what they're gonna do. I have this vision
so
of having
interesting.
like I have this vision of having like a play set. Not a play set, like a master set, like first chapter, with every card like an individual piece of art that an artist has doodled or sketched on, and
That'd be so cool.
So it's a gallery. So yeah, we get extra art if we can, and we love to see what the artists come up with on their cards. It's always fun. We have some fun ones.
If you complete that, and we meet each other in one of these events, because I am planning to go to, at least in Europe, I'm planning to go to every single one of them, and eventually there will be an event where us creators will see each other, right? And I would like you to bring that, and I would love to see a master set with every single card signed and art on it. That would be really, really cool to see.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Maybe.
It's gonna take. I think our goal is gonna have to just be like getting that for the first chapter, and because beyond that, it's gonna be rough.
If you do it for every set, it's gonna take at least 10 years to do that, probably.
Yeah.
Well, it is so funny because the goal was the first set. I was like, I'm gonna do this for the first chapter. I'm not gonna do any others. But then new artists keep coming on board on like new sets, and then we get to know them, and then it's like, okay, well, we'll get it, and
But then those
Adam,
ones won't be a master set.
Yeah, that's right. That'll just be fun. But it's gonna be hard because here's a fun Lorcana tidbit. So there's one artist in the first chapter who has said they're not gonna sign cards. I'm not gonna call them out, but they're not interested in signing cards. Yep, not interested. So maybe one day. There's also a mystery artist. There's an artist named Perel, and nobody knows who this artist is. Not on socials, can't track them down, and we've asked, and the answer we've gotten back is no comment. So
normally.
So Perel is an AI. I'm just kidding.
Perhaps.
You don't know. Yeah, Ravensburger knows, and we have asked, like, will you tell us who Perel is? And it's always like they always like kind of laugh to themselves and then say no comment. And
we all know it's Steve Warner under a different name. Steve signed that card for them so we can get the Ultra Megatonic Master set with signed cards.
We have joked with one of the art directors at Ravensburger that we know that we were just going to give them all of the Perel signed cards for them to sign, and so that everybody would think that they're Perel.
Yeah.
And that art director was like, I don't think Perel would like that. It's like, well, Perel can tell us who they are, and then they can sign their own cards.
Anyway.
That's funny. Because there's a I don't want to say it either who, but I have been contacting some artists, and I wanted to bring them here because I want to give them I want to give the community the chance to get to know these artists and them to chance to connect with the community. Not that they need it, but it would be fun, right? And some of them don't actually. They have what do you call this? Multiple social media platforms. Some of them stream, some of them do YouTube, but not once have anyone saw them before or heard their voice. And they're like, I would answer the interview through text.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, you're very connected with artists, so
we talk through a certain social media platform, and I know exactly who you're referring.
Yeah. We can't spill any more than that. But I'm like, how do I do this? Do I just hire a voice actor in Fiverr to voice the stuff?
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
The thing that they said, and well. I'm still in the process of doing it, but that could be something fun.
Well, now I'm jealous. That's going to be a great video. You
well, that's the thing. It's like there's so much space for this, and I think like the thing about creators, especially new creators in general, they are so afraid, or maybe that's not the word, conscious of doing something that someone already has done. That's okay if you do that. Just put your own spin to it. Technically a podcast, everyone is doing it,
right? But we put our own spin to it. Like I added my own spin into like, all right, I'm gonna create a documentary like intro, so I get to introduce my guest in my podcast, and that's gonna be my own twist to it. And that's all right, because like I watched so many videos, including Mr. Beast. I studied Mr. Beast for the longest time when I was starting YouTube. Before I even started, I had some knowledge that I absorbed from him, and he keeps saying that it's okay. Take someone else's content, just put your spin to it. Don't do exactly what they're doing, because everyone's doing it, and that's fine. And yeah, I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
No,
it's a great point.
Yeah,
it's a great point because especially in the Lorcana community, the content creator community is pretty tight. A lot of them, like a lot of us know each other. You know, and there's people doing all sorts of it now, but and there is that fear. Like you see somebody else do a video and you're like, oh man, I wanted to do that. I guess I can't do that anymore. But what you say is so true. And when we have to remember that, like, you know, we each have our own voice, we each have our own perspective, we do it differently. Yeah. And even if the same video is made 5 different times, but by 5 different people, each video is going to resonate with somebody different. So yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
I'm glad you said that.
Also, one thing that I was already planning on doing this, what you guys did, but a whole different like style, not like interviewing kids for to review the cards. That video, by the way, is really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. It's so cute to like see the reaction, and they gave us some pretty spicy and very what do you call this, very thorough review of the cards on when to use it, where to use it, how to use it. Mine is more going to be with the kids involved on mine is when I finally go to conventions and preferably the ones with their parents, because I don't want anyone to get weirded out by what I'm doing, but I'm bringing a bunch of cards like rare, super rares, and legendaries, because I have so many spares. Just like you, I open a lot of stuff as well, so I can create some content. And I was thinking of asking them a question. Who's the number one, like for example, who's the number 1 card on set 1? And if they answer that correctly, they get to pick in this like little like I was gonna put it on a like a sack or like a plastic bag, but someone told me, why don't you do a Kaiba style and get a suitcase and make them face down, and they get to choose which card they want as a prize, and film their experience, a whole experience and expression, because I'm pretty sure they would get excited. They're getting a free card after answering a cool Lorcana question, you know. So that
delightful idea.
Great.
Yeah, that's something
and
I want to do.
What I love about it too is we it's a fantastic idea, because, and part of the impetus for our video was, you know, there is a lot of content out there for competitive players and for adults, and I think, you know, the Lorcana audience among like the millennial age people it's very popular, and I think that's kind of a target demographic. But we forget sometimes, you know, that there are people of all ages enjoying this game, and so every reminder that that there are some amazing kids out there, you know, experiencing their very first TCG, you know, in love with Lorcana, and that maybe experiencing the game in a different way than us.
Their Pokemon almost.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. It'll be
like
there
for millennials. It'll be like it will be like their Pokemon when that was all over the place. So
that's
so cool.
It's a good reminder, so I like it.
And they're so knowledgeable. Like what the little the youngest kid in the video, Lily, is like 6 and brilliant at the fact that she can read all of the flavor text and then just like knows how the card operates.
Plays very well too.
And has like a lot of strategy in the way she plays. I mean, she's a better player than I think I am. It's amazing to watch.
Prodigy. A prodigy. Yeah. And I like the cool thing that she did as well. I'm pretty sure it was her. She saw like the little like ruby symbol on a pin. I'm like, how do they see that? I'm like, it's so tiny. And the way they pay attention to the art, that's so awesome. And I like that there's many different kinds of or many different ages that's playing this, and different content creators should be different, doing different stuff, but like we all have different content for all these people. And yeah,
Mhm.
and going into Lorcana, I actually was I didn't know what kind of content I would create, and I keep asking, what should I create? I'm like, why did I ask myself that? Why don't I just create what I think is fun, whether it's competitive, whether it's casual? Who gives a crap? You know, I don't need to prove
Yeah.
myself to anyone. I'm just gonna have fun creating content, and I think that's gonna keep me in the content creation world longer than just always pushing myself like you gotta make meta decks, and no, I think I would burn myself out if I do that.
No, gosh,
I was about to say,
you're so insightful. Like,
I was like, we had the same conversation.
and we still do because it content creation is for anybody who thinks it's easy. It's not easy.
It's not.
Content creation is hard, and I know preaching to the choir here, but it's hard, and you want, whether or not it starts that way or not, like numbers are the only real way to judge how much your content resonates.
Yeah.
And if you spend days and days and days on a video that you love and you put it out and it gets 2 views, at the end of the day, you did create something beautiful and you're proud of it and you love it. And if you can go back and watch it, that's something.
Yeah.
But you do want to create things that resonate with people. And so there's a huge temptation to follow trends or to get stuck in a rut, with what's popular. It's like you said, make just constant meta deck videos or constant card reveal videos. And that's totally fine. And for some people, they're really good at it and they love it and there's value there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what you said is true. Like at the end of the day, we finally settled into this idea of let's just make fun videos. The kids video, we've never made one like it before.
Yeah.
And we probably should have been doing card reveal videos and other stuff. But we were like, you know what? This would be a fun video to make. So let's do it and see if people like it. And if it doesn't do well, then at the end of the day, we had a great time. We made a great video. We're proud of it, and we can move on to our next project.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
yeah, I don't know. That was
It's too early to settle into one style or one niche, in my opinion. When it comes to Lorcana, we're on the baby stage of Lorcana, and there's gonna be so many more years. And the thing is, like Lorcana, and I'm not hating Ravensburger, just so you know, they have not marketed this game into a level where we expect Disney marketing level. It's not being advertised like how I
it's on
expected
purpose,
it to be.
though.
Yeah.
No,
I bet,
you're right. You hit the nail on the head. And I think, the day that Disney puts a Lorcana ad on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
But yeah, they had such a quandary with the early, they didn't want to advertise. Okay. I suspect they didn't want to advertise too early because there's no product.
Yeah.
If they were advertising first chapter when first chapter was out, oh my goodness.
Yep.
Like people would be like, I want to play this game.
Yeah.
No product.
Yeah.
So you're right. As soon as Disney leans into this and like really markets it like a real like a Marvel movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's gonna be nuts.
Get ready. Get us a good set of a few sets and a good set of cards to play with, where people are not gonna get burned out. Because let's all be honest, we are all excited for first chapter, but after playing first chapter like every single day or every single week, eventually it's like not enough cards are here yet. We can't really make that many decks yet, and now. It's gonna come, and I have a feeling it's gonna come this year. They're gonna get to that level. But yeah, you're right. Once this is on Disney Plus or any like Disney platforms at all, it's gonna explode. And I'm so glad that we are here in the front now of it as a creator and as a game lover. Because the thing is, I'm exhausted with card games. Well, most card games that I played are CCGs. I'm so exhausted investing my time on a card game just to see it die after 2-3 years. It's so sad. Runeterra recently got announced that they're gonna stop the competitive scene and all that. It's very sad. And before that, there's like 5 other titles that I played that they died after 1 or 2 years. And you invest so much of your time, not just as a creator, but also just a lover of the game. Because you're not going to play it if you're not enjoying it, right? At least I'm not one of those creators. I like to keep it real in my streams before, and now going to be on my videos. I want them to actually see me happy and not faking it because I have to make money so I can pay the bills. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna make me sick if I get into that world, But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My next question, we kind of got into that whole content creation thing, which is totally fine. But yeah, let's do a fun segment. I usually do the segments all together, but I think on this interview I'm gonna do them separately, and then we'll get into some more questions later. But let's get into a fun segment. So this one, I called it the Ban the Cards segment. And you have 10 seconds to answer it. So basically, I would say an ink and choose just one card that you would ban on that ink. So there's going to be 6 questions because there's 6 inks. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Oh my gosh.
Oh goodness gracious.
Immediately comes to mind that I absolutely cannot stand, but I don't really.
Well, now you're just gonna have to like quick fire. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you right now, the first one is going to be Amber, but everyone loves Amber, so it's so hard for people to actually choose a card to ban in Amber. But we're going to start with that. So we have Amber, 10 seconds, go.
Go.
Dingle Hopper.
Yeah. What is it? You Have Forgotten Me? I'll go with that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Because
scary
discard.
card.
Amber is too friendly a color for discard, and discard's no fun.
Well, Bare Necessities is coming, and that's not going to be a fun card soon.
That's true, but that answers a problem that I'm happy with.
Well, we can't ban that yet because it's technically not there yet. But yeah.
And this banning was not for a competitive reason. It's because I panicked and couldn't think of anything else, and B, because it's based on flavor. That's
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be competitive. It's just what you want to ban. You can ban it just because you hate the character, or you hate the song, or you just hate the whole card in general. All right.
Yeah.
Now we're going to Amethyst. 10 seconds, go.
Amethyst. I think it's gonna be Rabbit. I mean Merlin Rabbit, and that's kind of for a competitive reason. It's so good. It's so good. I love the art. I'm giving you time, Aaron. I love it.
I'm sorry.
I love the art,
I'm
but
sorry.
it is. No, it's just so good. And there's other cards in Amethyst. I think that we're in Amethyst, right?
Yeah.
There's so many cards I think that other people would say instead, but Rabbit allows you to get those cards. And it just it's just so good.
Honestly, Rabbit is one of the top of my list. Usually, it's if I would have to ban, like I usually would choose Friends on the Other Side, or because it's just on every single deck. It's a staple.
Yep.
It's like Pot of Greed, and Goat, because Goat is just scary. It finishes games.
Yeah.
But Rabbit is definitely up there, because like on mirror matches with Ruby Amethyst, whoever doesn't have the Rabbit loses the game because they don't have enough cards to play the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. And I will say, while Aaron figures this out, Goat is also a scary card. It is tough when there's cards that allow you to win the game with no interaction, and the ability to like stave a Goat or a Goat bounce and then just like finish the game right away. It just feels bad sometimes. So
Yeah.
I can see Goat as well, but I'll go with Rabbit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the card, and it's got some purple on it, and it has the writing. You know what I'm talking about?
Nothing. Not even after.
The signpost.
Are you talking about Madam M. Fox? Are you talking about Madam M. Fox? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. It's another very powerful card.
I thought you were talking about the signpost, because that card has never seen play.
No, but we love Andrew Trebold. Like and he only gets items and he only gets rares. So
Yeah.
can't.
Well, it's not their fault that it's not the artist's fault
true.
when they get to make a card. Like I like the art on Little John for green for set 2. I thought that was pretty
true,
cool.
Mara.
And Honey Wizard, let's not we don't even have to go think about anything else. It's like Honey Wizard. That's probably the best art on Rise of the Floodborn, and all the arts are good too, but like that one stood out for me. and I'm so
we could
sad
talk
that
a whole episode about John Lauren. We should do it sometime.
yeah, I'm down for that. And the card is never seen play unless it's draft. You know, it's very sad.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
All right, now we're going to Emerald. 10 seconds, go.
Okay, this is the one I have. Steal from the Rich. I hated it in the starter decks. It drove me crazy. Every time I would get that in my hand, I just have like horrible memories from set 1 starter decks of pulling Steal from the Rich and not being able to really use it.
Okay.
Because sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the last color that's 10 seconds. This is the last color that's tough for me. Because I don't think anything in Emerald is like super, super overpowered.
That's true.
What am I missing? I almost want to say Bucky, but I like squirrels and I don't want to ban Bucky. People are gonna be screaming at me. Why am I having a tough time? I don't know. Let's go. Let's go Kuzco just to troll you Breezy a little bit. That's what I'll do. Although I do love that card.
Yeah. I mean, it was
I
really
don't know.
annoying on set 1 when the Fox came, which is a good ban, by the way. When the Fox came, it's basically dead because like it's an inkable. You play it on turn 5, or you don't get to play it till turn 5, and you have this card that's 3 ink cost that just completely annihilates it. And
Well, that and Tremaine, like, Kuzco was a great answer after Be Prepared, and then Tremaine, got rid of it.
Yep.
So
exactly.
I will say also the bell that I feel like everybody was like, oh my gosh, the bell, and then she
that never sees play.
Yeah.
Bell Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
That was my
an obvious
chase on
card in-
set 2, by the way. And,
right? Like,
yeah. It was so sad.
I feel like there's a card in Emerald I'm missing. There's some that's going to occur to me later. I'm going to be like, oh, that was the card.
Yeah.
But 10 seconds is a lot of pressure.
It is. And that's what makes it fun, right? Like the 10 seconds. Because if I don't put a timer on this, then we can get so technical with this. And now we're just gonna like look for the card that like heavily impacts the game, and this should be definitely banned. And I don't want it to be like that. That just sounds a little boring for me. I'm not trying to do I'm not trying to do a meta video here. I'm trying to have fun talking to fellow Lorcana lovers. And that's why I put the 10 seconds in. So the next one is Ruby. 10 seconds go.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Which seems
The amount of time we just streamed an entire Lorcana tournament this weekend, and the number of times we said the words "be prepared," I'm like, over it.
Well, and
it's a new card.
It's an emotional decision, right? Because you need a board wipe, right?
Yeah,
you need a board
do.
wipe in a game,
And it's a fair one,
7.
too.
It's a fair one. It's 7. It's uninkable, right?
Yep.
So it's fair. It sits in your hand all game until turn 7. It can mess you up. It's a fair board wipe, but it's an emotional decision, right? Because I hate it.
It is.
Turn 7, like that moment when you look up and you're playing a Ruby Amethyst player and you realize it's turn 6. You know, they've just dropped their 6 ink and you're like,
Son of a gun.
biscuits, cheese and biscuits.
Yeah, the amount of decks as well that you can't play because that card exists is pretty sad. But now we have anti-songs that's gonna change the whole game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. All right. We got another 10-second one for Sapphire. Go.
Oh, Sapphire. Again, I feel like there should be better answers for, but I'll go with Fishbone Quill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty
Fishbone
common
Quill is
question.
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sapphire's
it's
like
very good.
Amber. Like it's like so like neutral. It's like it's there. It can be scary, but it's not like it doesn't give you the same feel that Steel and Ruby gives you.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's very true.
Or even I feel like Amethyst, even though I couldn't name anything in Amethyst.
Yeah,
I feel
it's another because the card draw. I think Fishbone Quill. What makes Fishbone Quill just feel like a little bit too good to me is the fact that it's inkable. I think if it was uninkable, I'd feel less, I don't know, passionate about it. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be
your
scary
answer?
too with the Magicka that's coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now they're gonna ramp, and Magicka comes so early as turn 4 or 5 because of Fishbone Quill and a bunch of like other ramp cards, and now Magicka's questing for like 6 or at the very least 3 with Fishbone Quill.
Yeah, and when it's paired with like good card draw, I mean, we see it right now with a Whole New World a lot, but it's when paired with any good card draw, the fact that you can put any ink, any card down, face down, and it's not exerted, like it's just it's good. There's not much.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a good card.
I finally came up with my amethyst.
What?
Hey.
Oh,
Card.
Hey,
Yeah.
can be really
that's another
annoying, yeah.
that's another emotional decision.
Yeah. when I play drafts and hey is in my opponent's deck, it's gotta be one of the most annoying cards to deal with because there's no like removals in drafts. It just keeps coming back to their hand.
What's your Sapphire answer?
I'm gonna because I feel like Fishbone Quill I think is the obvious choice. My only other thing I can think is Popsicle because I just find that to be annoying to play against.
Yeah, Popsicle gets banned a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cantrip that puts an item on the board. Like
it's just such a cool card. I love that card. But if there was a choice, like definitely those cards are a choice, or like Hades. But like the thing is, I have a love-hate relationship with Hades because like it removes your card, but at the same time, hey, thank you, firm handshakes. You gave me an extra ink. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Now with cards, and I'm forgetting what's the card now that you gain lore when a card goes into your inkwell?
Grammatala. I'm pretty sure.
Grammatala, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now Hades can be a game ender too. Like Hades can come into play, ink something of you, or like target your own creature or character, and end the game.
Yeah. Imagine that too with purple. You return your goat, and now your goat is doing 2 lore when it becomes your ink too. So it could be a pretty nice finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're going to the last ink now, and we have Steel. Yes.
You have to let me go first.
I'm sorry.
Because now I'm gonna have to come up with another one.
No, you can
Aaron, go
have the
ahead.
same answer if that's what you want to ban too. That's totally fine.
Whole New World.
Yeah.
Liam, what other card from Steel do you want to ban?
Maybe let the Storm Rage on. I don't know.
Wonders of making content for your spouse. Just
Yeah.
just
Maybe let the Storm on. I don't know. A Whole New World. Like, there's a reason it's like banned in multiple Magic formats. It's just so good. And it does so many things, and there's so many upsides, and
you can play it for
I don't
free, right?
And you can
Well,
play it for
technically
free.
for free. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good card. I love the art. I like that they created it,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not around forever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Whole New World. Also for me, like grab your swords is a little scary because I'm an aggro player. I love playing small creatures and wide that can like push the lore as fast as I can. And that card basically shut down the whole like aggro or hyper aggro decks. And you know, and it's good to have like hyper aggro decks because like if you have like Amethyst Amber, it completely just wrecks Ruby Amethyst, right? Because they can't keep up. They don't get to see turn 7. Game is done before you even get to turn 7. But then again, you auto lose against Steel Song. And then there's Steel Sapphire now too that became really famous. And then there's Steel Amethyst too. Thanks a lot Zach Bivens for getting first place with that. And it became a pain in the butt when like those decks come. But yeah, like that makes me sad that aggro doesn't get much love because of that. But we have Ursula now and Bare Necessities.
You're right. 100%. I do think that's a great ad because you're right. Like aggro decks just get crushed by that card, and again, you can sing it. So
yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So now I'm gonna be talking about some stuff with the announcement for circuits and all of that, and the formats of things. Are you guys gonna be attending the circuits when they come out?
We hope so.
We'll see when they are. We'll see where they are. But that's the hope.
Yeah.
We'd love to, both to play and to cover.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I was talking to people. I mentioned this a bunch of times before on a previous podcast that like I went to a Pokemon event, and then there they had side events, which was cool. If you're not a very competitive person, but they also have the main like competition and stuff, and then they just have a bunch of stalls. They had like 6-7 stalls that sells Pokemon products, and local game stores basically they hire them to sell their products there. But I was a little underwhelmed, and I hope that Disney, since we're more like family, it's not that Pokemon is not family friendly. It is definitely family friendly, but I feel like we're more on that side of things, that they do a lot of different stalls, not stalls, like areas as well for different activities, because there's just so much like titles, and I think there's so many activities that we can do. Like I always mention, like we can have a karaoke area singing Disney songs. Like that would be fun, 100%. You know, or an artist, since you guys love artists so much, an artist that will teach you how to draw like a certain character from the Disney universe. Like I want to see something like that. I don't want it to be just competition and then side events, because let's all be honest, the side events are going to be competitions as well. There's going to be competitive players there, and that might not be casual friendly for the ultra megatonic casual players or supporters of this game. And I want everyone to have a place in those events.
I mean, and I'm excited with Lorcana. Like, you know, we have the opportunity to do multiplayer. You know, you can do draft. You can do so many different types of side events, like surrounding the main competition. And then I agree, like having it be more like a mini con that is like if Disney and a TCG con like came together and yeah. So I think that there are so many opportunities at these circuit events, and I really hope that Ravensburger hires a good event manager, which is what they're looking for right now.
Let's get a mini Disneyland.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
I'm hopeful because I agree with everything you said. Like, and I want to put an exclamation point on it. You said it right. And I'm hopeful because I do think at many events that Ravensburger's been at, they've shown a willingness, both in North America and in Europe, to do fun things. And to give some examples, I loved the pre-release event they did in Berlin, where they had food and mocktails that were flavored.
You even signed your NDA with a fishbone quill.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
but they had like ink cocktails and like ink themed food, and they were immersive. And then PAX Unplugged had this willpower league, which some people said worked and some people didn't, but like it was different and it was fun, and it was this fun twist that they tried out. You know, at Gen Con they had the starter deck room, which was really casual, as well as the then the competitive scene. And they've hired, like, this is gonna sound like I'm fanboying a little bit, but they've hired great people. And the people that they've hired have a fantastic background in interacting with fans and fan engagement. In fact, the current community manager, you know, in a previous company, you know, used to go to game stores and talk to fans and get their experiences and bring it back to the company. And that's something that, you know, the company has kind of embraced, is this idea of fan feedback and almost community service. So I think the company, with everything that they've done in previous events, I think I'm really hopeful that they're going to do exactly what you said and find ways to embrace fans of all skill levels, all ages, and just make each competitive event and each fan event a festival almost.
Yes.
With something for everybody.
Yeah, I really, really hope so. I really hope so. I was expecting Pokemon to be like that, but it was not. But it was still fun. I got to meet a lot of new people and stuff. But other than if you are not very into actually playing, because there's people that just collects. They don't even like play the game, but they still want to be part of the community. They still like want to go to these events. And if we have events and they don't have anything to do but just watch people play, which is cool, don't get me wrong, but usually these events are like 2-3 days long, and they would have like the the first day, and then if you get a certain amount of score, then you get to go to the second day. Then that's more like fun to watch because it's up in a stage and stuff like that. But like other than that, like when I dropped out of the event, I'm like, what now? What do I do now? I just wait for my friends to finish their games. Then we get to talk, and I'm like, and I already went around the whole venue like 20 times, and I'm like, I wish there was more, and I really, really do hope that there is more. You're giving me hope with like telling me that they have tried some stuff on previous events before. That's really cool. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, we are hopeful as well. And just to put exclamation point on this, bring the artists.
Yes.
Bring the artists.
Yeah,
we want to meet the artists.
Let's do those signings, and like what I said as well, like the artists like doesn't just have to do signings there. Like they can also do like teach us how to quickly draw Mickey, teach us how to quickly draw Donald. And then maybe after that event, he goes on the side, or she goes on the side and signs some cards and get to hang out with the people, or voice actors even, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Give me Kevin Campbell, the voice of Powerline, please.
They should hire us for this event. So I'm just kidding. Like,
right?
We'll set it up.
We're consultants. You don't even have to pay us that much. Just maybe maybe a Stitch promo card.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say maybe a couple of bucks, but I'd rather get that Stitch promo card than a couple of bucks.
I'll also take a plane flight to the event, like that. Also, just fly me out and we'll consult.
Of course.
It is fun. Something you said just reminded me of something. So Miami TCG last year was an amazing event. All 12 artists came out, got to meet fans for the first time. It was brilliant. Something not a lot of people know is they did a charity event the day before, and they went to a children's hospital, and some of the artists did exactly what you're suggesting, and they had a big screen and a projector, and they taught kids how to draw a character. And the feedback from that was amazing, and the kids did very well, and it was rewarding for the artists. And so those types of events would be neat.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is getting me so excited. I can't wait for these events to come out. I honestly am so prepared for this. I saved up so much money on the side already because I want to go to every single one of them this year in Europe. I'm not gonna go to the NA ones because that would be too expensive, And I have a baby coming in soon because like just flying to NA costs like $1,000 already.
Yeah.
In Europe, flying to another country, believe it or not, it's like 30-50 pounds. So it's
Wow.
It's so cheap.
Wow.
It's so cheap. Yeah, and if you plan it ahead, then you can get like an Airbnb or a cheap hotel, and it doesn't always have to be right next to the venue. It can be like a town away, and I'll just take the bus or the train for like 20 minutes, and I'll get there because it's much cheaper to do it that way. And you're talking about like $200 a trip, $250 a trip, and yeah. It's
that is not what trips in the US cost.
Yeah. Sign us up.
I know. Yeah. But yeah, like it's super doable in my opinion. And also I hope that they do something like when it comes to Pokemon, one thing that I like that they do is like if you buy a ticket for the event, you get this bag and you have so many goodies there. And so I got a playmat, I got a hat, I got a lanyard, I got a couple of deck sleeves and deck boxes, and also they give you a promo card. So that alone can fund your trip over and over again, because like some people from the world, they want to collect this, but they're not going to spend $1,000 just to fly to another country or across another continent. So they'd rather just like, all right, well, I'm just going to wait for that promo card or that promo mat, and I'll just order it in eBay for $50. And now you sell all these things, you probably will make more than what you paid for your trip just with that, But
That's a good point.
It's a doable thing. But I want to keep that for myself though. I don't want to sell it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is when you're a collector, that's the thing. You're like, I could sell this for $500. but it's so pretty, and I want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's my
I
problem,
want at least
too.
like 10 years of it before I let it go. I'll let someone else experience it after like 10 years. Okay, I got 10
Yeah.
years of this card or this mat or whatever it is. Yeah, even the lanyards, they were going for like $30 in the thing. Like, people buy lanyards? Like, what? As long as they have like the 20, like for us, it was the 2023 EU Internationals. Like, as long as they have those like things on the lanyard, they would buy that. And
Yeah.
the store was
Wow.
sold out as well with like, because they would sell like promo shirts, and the first day it was sold out, and the next thing you know, you go to eBay and the prices are like triple of how much they bought it in the store, and they make money right off the bat. But yeah. Yeah, I'm keeping it for myself.
I believe
it.
You should.
All right, now let's get into set 3. Because I try to keep the guests here for about like an hour at the most. Sometimes we go like 5-10 minutes over, and we're getting really close to that. I've been having so much fun talking to you guys. I forgot to look at the thing, the time.
An extra episode, or yeah.
Yeah, we'll eventually
Extra
do another one. Yeah, if you guys are okay with that in the future, months from now,
Okay.
we'll talk about like everything we talk about today. Let's get into
Anytime.
set 3. Yeah, let's get
Let's do
into set 3. So there's the last 2-3 weeks, I would say, has been super wild. The amount of the pacing is so crazy with the Ravensburger, and I know some people are already said, can we please like improve this pacing, because like you're dropping like so many cards in like one day or like 1 week, can we like yeah, can we fix that? But yeah, this last 2-3 weeks has been crazy. I thought set 3 was gonna be stale in the beginning, because like the locations that they gave us, it's so plain. It was like 1 ink cost with like 4 thing, and it lures for 1. I'm like, all right, this is not what I was expecting it to be. And now they're releasing or revealing the spicier ones. What do you guys think of set 3 so far? Like, anything that stands out on set 3 for you guys?
Do you want to start?
I mean, I'm just sure. Yes, I would love to start. Okay, and
I have opinions.
oh, yes, you do. No, I am like really jazzed about trying locations, just because I know it being the first set that they're going to be in, I'm sure that they're going to probably be a little clunky. They're not like similar to what we experienced just with the game in general in the first chapter. Like, you just don't have a ton of cards to pull from, a huge card pool. But I'm excited about them because my only other TCG I've ever played is Magic. Obviously, no locations in Magic, but our whole like marriage, Liam's always hyped up the Star Wars TCG from the late 90s, and I know that had a lot of locations in it, and he always talks about how cool that game was and how much he loved it. And so that's like, once locations started getting leaked, got me like really excited about them, because how much Liam loves the Star Wars game, that I'm super optimistic that they could be a really neat component of the game. And so yeah, I'm sure that that's like very on the nose of what people are looking forward to in set 3. But for me, that genuinely is what I'm looking most forward to, because I've never played a TCG that has a location. I don't totally understand how they're going to work. And so I'm excited to learn.
And any specific location that stood out for you?
I mean, just like ones that I'm nostalgic for, as like most of the cards that come out, things that I'm nostalgic for.
Yeah.
So like the Cusco's Palace that was just released.
Yeah, that's really
like,
cool.
Yeah, I love the art on it. And I'm excited for the Pride Lands one. That's like purely nostalgic, growing up in the 90s watching Lion King, and I'm super jazzed about that.
That's actually the card that I hope that they put there. Like when they announce locations, I'm like, Pride Lands better be there. Like I didn't know what it was gonna do, but like I'm happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so iconic. It's just super iconic, and I'm super jazzed. So
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
Do you
what
want-
are your
All right.
Do you want all my opinions?
Yeah, everything.
I
Throw it at me.
Gosh, I mean, I mean, super excited for this set. Like you said right up front, or at some point, there's a limited card pool right now, and so the possibilities that we're seeing with deck building are somewhat limited. And there's answers that we don't have yet, like the song removal, which should really shake things up. Especially with locations, I think we're going to get a ton of new variants and a variety of different ways to play. And I think it's going to shake up the meta. We're going to see a ton of different variety. And actually, oddly enough, the locations I'm most excited for are the vanilla 1/4 like 1-drops that give you 1 lore, because I think they're an aggro deck answer. I think dropping that on turn 1 is going to force your opponent to respond to the location. It doesn't, it isn't removed by, grab your swords or anything. And then it allows you to start doing stuff with your characters, and they either deal with your characters and you just keep accumulating lore, or, anyway, I'm really excited about those. I love that they're introducing like Disney shows into the game, like having DuckTales and Tailspin is like so cool because it shows
And the
the
Gizmo
range
suit as
they
well.
can go to. Yeah,
that was
it's so
teased,
cool.
yeah.
And we're gonna see Rescue Rangers, and the fact that we don't have the Chipmunks yet is criminal, but that's another matter.
Tarzan. Where's
And
Tarzan?
that's true. That's true.
Where's Tarzan?
The other thing that I'm loving is the art, because the first 2 sets, a lot of the art that we're seeing was developed early on, and we're getting to the point now where the art team and Disney and the artists were further along in the game's development, and so you're now seeing the artists be able to push themselves a little bit more, and especially in the Enchanted we just saw.
The Enchanted are so 3.
Yeah, they're bonkers cool, and the creative team's willingness and Disney's willingness too to let the artists, deviate from the very polished modern storybook style that we saw in a lot of the first set, and to explore different ways of expressing the characters, different styles. The Kuya's like paint style of Peter Pan and Hook, like it's just so good. These are cards that are going to get people to play Lorcana. These are cards that people are going to see in cases at shows. They're going to see Kira. They're going to see,
I love that.
Hook and Pan, and they're going to see Ursula, John Lawrence, and they're going to and they're going to go, what is that? I want that. And then they're going to start collecting Lorcana.
Yeah.
It is bonkers cool what they're doing. And last little piece, also, the creative team pushing the boundaries with frame breaks on the cards.
Frame breaks, yes.
Foiling, right? With unique foiling for Scrooge, and with the text box. There's a lot of text box nuances, differences in the back of them, like coins with Scrooge, that we've overlooked even. And when you go back and look, you see all these little differences. So the creative team is really letting loose this set. Disney's trusting them to do it. And I think that the fact that we're seeing this in set 3 means the sky's the limit with some of the cool stuff we're going to see moving forward.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
I just wanted to add, with the Enchanteds, I don't know about the other Enchanteds, but I'm seeing a pattern since it's into the Inklands. It's like an ink painting this time. Every single one of them has looked like a painting, because we had so many different styles from set 1 and set 2, right? There was no actual pattern when it comes to the Enchanteds. But looking at every single Enchanted that they released so far, it gives me that Inkland vibes. I like that a lot.
No, you're and it feels. The funny thing about the Enchanted is even though they're all different and they have different styles and they're different characters and different artists, somehow they feel cohesive as a set. Kind of like you're suggesting, they feel inky, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm super excited. You mentioned Kuya JP. Did you know? I'm sure he is okay talking about this. Kuya is actually not a name. It's a title, because I'm Filipino, and Kuya means big brother in Philippines. So if someone is older than me, I have to call them Kuya, because we don't have a he or she in Philippines. We only have titles. If you are the same age as me, I refer to you as an it. We don't have a he or she, but if you are older than me, then we have kind of a he or she, but it's more of a title and a show of respect for someone older than us. So Kuya is for big brother, and Ate is for big sister.
I did not know that. That's fascinating. That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's
love
in
it.
English, it's Big Bro JP. His name. I don't know if he's actually Filipino because he doesn't talk about it. Maybe Kuya can be a name someplace else, right? But like, I'm pretty sure because JP is a pretty common name in Philippines. So like,
Fascinating.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I love it. We love all the interesting facts about the artist. We love it. So everything we learn is so cool.
Yeah. Is there any specific cards that you're excited not just to collect but actually to play? Like, are there any ideas yet that you've had for decks, or not even decks, just like a card like, oh, I want to experiment with this card type of thing?
I mean, I could have so many different answers. The one I'm going to mention are the puppies. And I love the puppies. So I think that what's going to carry Lorcana in the future, the competitive play is a thing, but competitive players move on. They go to different games. They go, where the money's good and everything else. And like Magic, I think casual is really where the heart of Lorcana is. It's kitchen tables, it's families. And so anytime I see decks or cards which lend themselves to like casual family play or just fun play, even if the deck's not great, I love it. And it resonates with me and I want to do it. So the puppies, like a 101 Dalmatian deck with the named puppies with Pongo, Perdita, and 99 puppies.
You could also have Sergeant Tibbs and the captain.
You could put Captain and Sergeant Tibbs. I love everything about that because I can imagine I want to play it, and I can imagine there's going to be kids who
I'm going to be playing that too.
Adults like me, right? and the deck's not going to be good competitively, right? Then maybe there's a puppy variant that'll be okay, but like
maybe some of the puppies will be good, but not like a whole puppy deck. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Like Perdita could see some, I think, competitive play maybe, or Lucky, but you're right. Like a puppy may bleed into a meta deck, but the pure puppy deck's not going to be great. But they're going to be played in leagues. They're going to be played around kitchen tables. They're going to be people with puppy decks sitting on their bookshelf, waiting to dust them off and go like compete and see what they can do in multiplayer games.
Yeah,
I love it. So I'm sure there's a better answer as far as like competitive cards, but I just love the puppies.
I just wanted to add this. Sorry, Ern, before we go to your answer, I just wanted to add this with like what you mentioned with Magic. You're right. You're 100% right that competitive players, they move once they don't see this game profitable for them, they will move to another game, and that's totally fine. That's what they're into, right? They're not into Lorcana. They're into card games. And the competitive side of card games, and it just makes sense for a competitive player to play a competitive game that they can live off of. If they're not 100%. Living off of it,
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. But the casual community will stay. The actual fans of the games will stay, and it's like what you said in Magic. The casual community is so huge, and the thing is, the competitive community whines about this all the time, and they freaking hate the Commander experience for it, and they think it's like I'm not gonna say any names, but they're like, oh, that's just a stupid game, way to play the game. It's destroying Magic, and it's like, no, you're wrong. Have you been to YouTube? Have you seen which videos are popping off? Those videos are keeping this alive. If you don't have those players, if you don't have those creators that's creating that, or if you didn't have this mode, you're talking about the 0.001% of the community, and that's the competitive community, and that's actually how many people are in that level. Everyone else, 99% of the community, they just want to have fun. Because this is a game, and that's what a game is supposed to be, fun. Yeah,
I agree. And you said something like everybody should enjoy every TCG in their own way, and everybody should have experience the game the way they want to. They won't need to approach it from a competitive or casual standpoint, and everybody's experience is going to be different. And there's nothing wrong with any of them. Competitive players, I love them. Casual players, I love them. But I just think the percentage of Lorcana players who are going to play in a big 2-case tournament or above, like regionals, the proportion of the player base is very, very small.
Yeah.
And, people like the kids in our video, and our kids watch video, they may never play in a competitive event, but what they will do, they will play at the kitchen table with their parents with a puppy deck, and they're going to remember that puppy deck for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
And when they, have more disposable income later on in their life, they're going to go back and they're going to buy all the cards they had when they were a kid that their parents sold when they moved out, because they want to experience that puppy deck again.
Yeah.
That's part of the magic of TCGs to me. It's the nostalgia, it's the family, it's everything else. And so it's not that competitive or casual, either one is better or worse. Everybody can experience in their own way, as you said.
Yeah.
But casual is where, people's, I don't know. Casual is just special.
Yeah, it is. It's the way we played games before esports or this ultra megatonic competitive scene with gaming came to life. It's the way we played games before. We just had fun back in the days, and nobody cares. And that's where all my best memories are from just playing and having a good laugh. Like, Brett, have you seen the things that I can do with this like combo or like this deck?
Yeah.
And I don't care if I was 0 and or 1 and 10 with my score with that, but I got to kick your butt once with this super, super cool interaction.
It went off. Yeah. It clicked.
It actually, yeah.
But for the record, I do love a good tournament. I do love, watching highly competitive play. So I love both sides. They're both wonderful. I just really like puppies.
But I think that's what the beautiful thing about Lorcana is it having that Disney IP. The draw to it is like it lets us as adults relive our nostalgia. It lets us kind of be kids again in some ways and have, revert back for Liam, who played Magic like as a kid, like revert back to a lot of that like excitement around playing TCGs that you have when you're a kid. And that, I think, is the foundation of incredible TCGs. That is the foundation of Magic. That's the foundation of Pokemon. It's the people who played that game as a kid and then became an adult, maybe had disposable income, got back into the game again because it was still around. And that's what makes a great TCG. So, things like
I
the puppy
completely
deck.
agree.
Yeah. I'm excited. So, we had an opportunity to reveal a card for Into the Inklands. It was called Bestow a Gift, and it was Sleeping Beauty themed. And so I always, love the opportunity to get to play those cards that we get to reveal. And with that, I think more Sleeping Beauty cards are coming out, and we're getting closer and closer to being able to play a Sleeping Beauty deck. Yeah. So like kind of with that, I'm super psyched about Diablo. I think the art on that card is amazing. And so I'm excited to kind of like maybe put together a single franchise deck.
Yeah. Maleficent deck even. You could probably do Maleficent at this point.
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing I think one of my first decks that I'm going to be playing this set is going to be a pirate location deck. I love pirates, and I'm so happy that they released a card that actually makes pirates stronger if they're in that deck or that location. Jolly Roger, like when that was released on the Discord event, that it was so easy. That was my number one card alongside with John Silver. I'm like, I'm definitely playing this pirate deck.
I think one day I'm going to want to put together a pirate deck, because for me, that's so nostalgic for the journey of our channel. Our very first video during D23 in 2022 was the top 10 pirates we want to see in Lorcana. It was because Captain Hook, we only had the 6 cards. We knew nothing about Lorcana. We didn't even know what, Dreamborn, Floodborn, Storyborn meant, but we knew, Captain Hook, and we knew one of the subcategories was pirates. So we assumed there was going to be more pirates. And so the very first video we made was we grabbed the ring light that is sitting right in front of us, slapped our cell phone on it, no microphone, and recorded a video in our guest room. And
that's awesome.
Because of that, one day I think we're going to have to make a pirate deck. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't go watch it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's how all YouTube channels start, honestly. Like, by the way, first of all, thank you. I showed my team. It's not actually just me that's working on these videos. I have a team of editors, and they're very thankful for the kind words that you've given us with the intros and stuff. But before that, that's how I record back then. I put a camera, turn on OBS, click record, and I literally sitting there and just like playing a video game and talking about what I see on the video game, and the next thing you know, I have a 40-minute video because I didn't edit it. There was no edit at all, not even cuts. Like there's like a point where for like a whole minute I'm not talking because like I'm trying to do something in the video, and I'm like, come on, Earl, like, and those I think are important to the story of your channel. Because that's how you started. Mr. Beast, like he's got so many subscribers now, but he still has those videos from when he started, when he was playing an unedited video, playing Call of Duty while talking in the background. You know, he just put it there because he wanted to do it. And that's part of the story of your channel. So there's nothing to be embarrassed about that. And I'm definitely going to watch that because I want to know. I would ask you which pirates you talk about, but I feel like I held you guys too long already. So I'm just going to go watch that video and find out which pirates are in that video.
See which ones we got right.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we said.
But
we got some right.
Yeah. So that's basically how we're going to close it. We're past time. I don't want to keep you guys too long here because we still have to save some for the next time the Illumiteers are here. Who knows? Maybe 6 months from now, maybe a year from now, and then we'll talk about what we discussed today and see what we got right with like some of our predictions and and the karaoke or the drawing stuff in the events.
Can't wait.
I'll give you guys like a section here soon to say whatever you want to say to the viewers, but I just wanted to remind our viewers that please click the description below. Their links are going to be there for their Twitter, for their YouTube. All their social medias are going to be there. So click that link, click that follow button, click the subscribe button. You know, give them love and support, and do that now, please. Do that now. Well, actually, let's hear what they're going to say first, and then do that.
No, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Lorcana is a passion of ours. We love building community. We love welcoming people to this game. And if anybody wants to join along with us, we'd love to have you. You know, you can follow us at Illumiteers and give us some feedback and let us know what you want to see. Everybody should enjoy this game in their own way. And I hope that we're offering people a chance to enjoy the game in a way that they may not have thought of before, whether it's through the art or community or whatever.
Yeah.
I think you said it beautifully. So thanks so much for having us.
This is a treat.
It's been an honor.
Well, I'm glad you guys feel like that. I had a great time too. Well, you guys heard them. Do that now, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation as much as we did. Peace.